Hey YouTube, here's a little road connection I made to connect the catchment area I did last time to the desert which now exists, mainly because of that dump sort of sitting out in the middle is the reason for its existence. And there, now I can talk about what's going on here. So I said the catchment I made last time, but it's different because something else happened. I restarted this whole map because of a problem with Surface Painter, and then I placed this pillar that screwed things up because for some reason it had concrete attached to it and made concrete be attached to other things, and Building Anarchy didn't fix it. So anyway, I started again, pretty similar with a outside road connection, inside and outside, or whatever, plopped in this shed to make it look like the port functions when it doesn't. A favorite feature of mine is these little buoys. I didn't use actual buoys because they're too small and you can't really see them, but these poles that mark where ships should not go because it gets shallow. And then, I don't know, the west, marked by a grassy green area, the west, have just built some farms and a little hamlet, and then a dam for power and whatnot. Then road continues. West has their graveyard out here, which marks where they will start building next, I'm pretty sure, because they've run out of room around their port. Oh, and I should mention that this viaduct bridge, that I plopped a couple platforms at either end because that was an easy enough and nice thing to do. Also did the same thing with these, not viaducts, but platforms at the end just make it look more situated, is what I say when I don't know what to call something. Anyway, I do like the way that the trade route is fairly constant and slow, like meandering, raising of height, ascent, meandering ascent. And then it comes back down into the desert. The west also have a couple of little pockets on the edge of the desert, one of which they've burrowed into for the sake of, well, there is a stream going through here with a few poles, which obviously means they're doing seweragey or whatever watery stuff that the desert needs for them because, well, the West sort of ground broke the desert before the desert people did on account of needing somewhere to dump their stuff, and the desert is like, well, it's not the center of the map, but in some ways it looks like the most inland place, and certainly representationally I would say that this part of the desert is inland, fine. And so that's what they're doing there, and there's also a police station because they govern the place. But yeah, the desert people then have come to populate some, and in fact, these farms require so many workers that it seems what ends up happening is that the West import workers from these slums to work on their farms, which is kind of a cool dynamic, and I was going to say makes for some road traffic, but actually it's still fairly quiet. Occasionally it builds up a bit. This little intersection is probably going to be the first one to need to be upgraded because, well, I don't know, it's as busy as anything gets around here so far with 1,241 population. That said, might not even be necessary to upgrade that because you could always put a bridge across like that or something if needed. Plus, there's nowhere really to grow here much anymore unless I start upgrading things, which I probably won't do for a while. And meaning that there's not going to be much more traffic. But the port, okay, I should have stopped talking about that a while ago. Anyway, I think I have said everything I need to say. Let's just get a bit of an outside view of this little road. What other views can we get? Looking from the desert down towards the channel. Looking sideways at them both, at the meandering uppiness. Oop, teleporting. Back off to the coast and watching the route go up to there. Oh, did I mention that there's a little pyramid here? I sure didn't, but that's the desert people's thing. Alright, thanks for watching and goodbye forever. Oh my god.